Welcome to Pink Cake Princess. I'm Andrea and today I'm going to show you how to decorate a Chanel makeup bag cake. I'm creating the white version today, but you can also change it up and make it pink if you want to create something slightly younger for a younger girl. Okay, and you can see my makeup set that I've created with my cupcakes at the end of this video to see how I actually create the makeup that went onto this cake. For the cake portion, I'm using two 7-inch round cakes, which I've leveled, and I'm using my serrated knife just to cut a section of both of the cakes. I've laid them on top of each other and cut the section out, and I've checked it standing up. Then I'm going to place it lying down again and fill the middle with some Swiss meringue buttercream. And then I'm going to use my spatula and go around the sides and then fill out the sides before I flip it over, standing up again. Then I'm just going to crumb coat the rest of the cake by placing a layer of buttercream around all the edges and sides. I'm going to place that in the fridge to firm up, and then I'm going to take it out and do another layer around the sides before firming in the fridge for another 20 minutes. Okay, now onto my fondant. I've rolled out some fondant icing. I'm using my plastic chopping board so that it doesn't stick to my table. And I'm using my big rolling pin to roll it out. Gently lifting every so often so that it doesn't stick. You can also dust your surface with some corn flour to help it from sticking as well. Once you've rolled out your white fondant icing, you can lift it gently up and then place it over on top of your cake. Now I'm just smoothing it over and pressing it down so that it sticks to the cake. Trying not to stretch out the fondant too much, but making sure that all the air gaps are being pressed down and away. Now with the corners of the cake or the edges of the cake that you can see there, I'm not actually smoothing it over, I'm just going to leave it there and just gently press in. And I'm going to use my scissors just to trim the excess off. You can also use a roller cutter or a pizza cutter to trim the bottom off. Okay, now going back and using my X-Acto knife, I'm just going to trim some more excess off. And I'm just going to keep smoothing over the top of the cake with my hands and using my knife to trim the excess off. Using my fingers to smooth away any rough edges. And then eventually trimming all the excess from the bottom with my knife. You can also use a cake smoother to smooth over your cake. Again, doing the other side of the cake, just trimming the excess on the side and then just gently pressing all the fondant so it sticks together and smoothing it over. Okay, again using a piece of fondant just to smooth my cake over. This just gets rid of any lumps and bumps on the cakes. Or you can also use your smoother to finish it off. Okay, now onto the pattern on the cake. I'm using a ruler and I'm using that to roughly press into the side of the cake. This just creates my quilted pattern. And again, just doing the opposite direction. Gently pressing the edge of the ruler into the side of the fondant. And using a quilling tool, if you have one, just to go back and just go over any areas that need to be deepened. You can also use the tip of your ruler to do this as well, if you don't have this tool. Just be very gentle because you don't want crooked lines. Okay, and again, just repeating on the other side of the cake, using your ruler to do the initial imprint, and then going back and going over any lines that aren't as deep with the edge of the ruler or your quilling tool. Okay, I'm using a little flower button just to press in and create little indents into the cake, just to give it an added feature. And now to stick the cake onto my cake board, I'm using a little bit of royal icing and then just gently lifting the cake up with the help of my baking paper onto the board. And then using my knife just to go around and cut off the baking paper at the bottom. Okay, now I've got a long strip of white fondant which I'm rolling out with my hands. I want to roll it out as thinly as I can get it, but still keep it relatively long. So I'm stretching out one section at a time until I get it the right length, which is as long as I can get it without it breaking. And now I'm using a little bit of water and then attaching it to the side of the cake. And now just attaching the back section. And just cutting off the excess. I've rolled out another strip because I'm short at the back, and now I'm just attaching on the final strip. Okay, now onto my Chanel logo. I'm rolling out some white fondant thinly, dusting it with my corn flour bag so that it doesn't stick, and using my knife to trim the logo out of the fondant. You can easily print out a logo from the internet, just Google the images and then print one out in the size that you're looking for. Okay, gently lifting it up and placing it aside to set, because it is quite soft and fiddly at this stage. Now I'm using some edible shimmer dust just to dust some of my makeup pieces, just to give it a little added shine. To see how I actually create all these makeup pieces, you can check out the links at the end of this video to my makeup cupcake tutorials. If you are liking this tutorial, don't forget to click the like button below and click add to favorites if you want to save it for future reference as well. And now I'm using an antique gold edible paint, and going back to my Chanel logo, I'm just going to paint over it so that it's gold. I've let it set so that it can dry before I've attached it onto the cake with a little bit of water. And if you want, you can go back and touch up any bits that are not as neat. Now I've used a pastry crimper just to create the zipper. If you don't have this, you can just create a very simple zipper by using a ruler to indent into your fondant. You can see the pink cake above for the zipper on how to do that. Next, I've used some more of the gold edible paint and painted the rest of the zipper. I've rolled out a little bit of white fondant into a ball and then squashed it into an oval shape, and use a thick straw to cut out a section in the middle. I'm using that to glue on at the end of my zipper and then painting it gold. Now I've moved on to some letter cutters. I'm cutting out a birthday message and then attaching it onto the cake board, and then using my edible paint to finish it off. I've also attached all the little individual makeup pieces onto the cake board with a little bit of royal icing. And that's it, that's my Chanel makeup bag cake. Perfect for anyone who wants to glam up their cake. Thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to check out my makeup cupcakes to see how I create each individual makeup piece for this particular cake. You can click the links at the end of this video. If you haven't already subscribed, don't forget to also subscribe to my channel for more caking tutorials. It's all free, so click the subscribe button. Bye for now, and you guys take care.